Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing today? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about something that's going on, okay? And it's not here in the US yet. And I stress yet, because you know as well as I do that as soon as something pops up or goes on in other countries, who else picks it up? We do. So, God help us all if this happens here. I swear. Okay, so this has something to do with setting up electronic check-ins and QR codes. Now, I know that other people have been talking about this, okay? But as of July 12th of this year, this is really going to be mandated in more than so many businesses. It's going to be insane. And there's an updated list of businesses. Okay, so if you are in this country, okay, and this is Australia, if you are in this country and you are a business owner and you don't meet these requirements, and oh boy, yeah. So fast access to accurate and complete electronic records helps NSW Health to quickly alert people who may have been in contact with a person while visiting your business or organization. Okay, so if you own a business, right, and a customer came in and they bumped into somebody who may or may not be sick, watch out. Efficient contact tracing helps slow or stop the spread of it in the community. Does it? So the rules around the QR code check-in have changed, all right? So like I said, from July 12th of this year, more businesses and organizations will need an NSW government QR code so that staff and customers can check in using the Service NSW app. Now, there's a list of that need to be complied with, okay, that these businesses and organizations have to comply with, okay? Now, if your business or organizations fall into one of these categories, you will have to have the NSW government QR code for your premises, venue, or event so that staff and customers can check in using the Service NSW app, an alternative digital sign-in sheet for staff and customers who do not have a smartphone or are unable to sign in using the Service NSW app. Now, rules for occupiers of the premises, okay? If you are the occupier of any of the premises at which check-ins are required, you need to take reasonable steps to ensure people can provide their contact details to when they enter your premises. For example, you should display your QR codes in prominent locations. Remind people to check in when entering your premises. Where possible, keep an eye out for new people who have entered your premises. Ask to see the green tick on the Service NSW app and check it to relate to your premises. So you have to have like eyes in the back of your head, the side of your head, the front. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to be running around like a chicken without a head going, excuse me, can I see your QR code? Go beep, beep, beep. This is ridiculous. But you know as well as I do, when it happens over there, it's going to jump over there to the UK and to England and everything else, and then it's going to come over here. If it's not possible for a person to check in using their device, an occupier must have an alternate sign-in method at their premises. You then have 12 hours to register those contact details with Service NSW. If a person refuses to check in at your premises, you may refuse entry to that person. It is a matter for the occupier of each premises to exercise judgment on what is appropriate for your premises and for the well-being of your staff and customers. If you intend to refuse entry, you should first ensure you are familiar with the exceptions and that you have spoken to the person and understand their circumstances. So what circumstances are allowed and what circumstances are not allowed? Okay. So premises where check-in is required. Here you go. The list is long, so bear with me. Amusement centers, aquariums, business premises. So there's an occupation, profession, or trade is carried on for the provision of services directly to members of the public on a regular basis, or a service is provided directly to members of the public on a regular basis. Premises that were previously required to ensure customers check-in, such as auction houses, nail salons, beauty salons, hairdressing salons, waxing salons, tanning salons, spas, tattoo parlors, and massage parlors are still included. Construction sites, crematoriums, drive-in cinemas, entertainment facilities, function centers, hospitality venues, casinos, food and drink premises, microbreweries, small distilleries holding a drink on premises authorization under the Liquor Act of 2007 and cellar door premises, pubs, small bars, and registered clubs. Hospitals, excluding where the hospital has an electronic entry recording system. Hotel or motel accommodation, excluding residents or overnight guests who have checked in. Industrial premises used for manufacturing, production, assembling, altering, formulating, repairing, renovating, ornamenting, finishing, cleaning, washing, dismantling, transforming, processing. They've covered every aspect you can possibly imagine here. And the list goes on and on and on. It's like you're going to get carpal tunnel of the brain because it's repetition. It's going on. I mean, I'm serious, okay? So then the next one going down is information and education facilities other than libraries. Nightclubs, office premises where administrative, clerical, technical, professional, or similar activities are carried out but not dealing with members of the public directly. Parliament House, party buses, properties operated by the National Trust or Historic Houses Trust, public swimming pools, recreation facilities, indoor recreation facilities major, residential care facilities or hostels but not residents, retail premises, including premises that hire items or goods or sell wholesale, school, university, or other educational institutions, excluding students entering the school, sex on premises venues, being restricted premises where sex between patrons is permitted on the premises. So stripper clubs, is that what they're talking? I mean, sex services premises. You guys have a lot of that over there? I don't know. Whatever. I've never been there. So shopping centers, storage premises, strip clubs. Oh, so that's different than the sex premises. I don't know. So vehicles used as taxis and hired vehicles. Vessels used for hosting functions or for commercial tours, warehouse or distribution centers, zoological parks, and reptile parks. That's a thing. So events where check-in is required. What? Rona safe outdoor public gatherings, controlled outdoor public gatherings, agricultural shows or agricultural field days, funerals. You're going to make these people do a check-in at a funeral because they're not dealing with enough that day, right? And memorial services and gatherings after funerals and memorial services, religious services and gatherings. Angel face. Seriously? Religious services and gatherings after religious services, weddings services and gatherings after wedding services. Exceptions. Oh, here we go. How small is this list or how big is this? You are not required to check in when you enter any of the above premises if you are entering to provide emergency services. So what? First responders, I'm guessing? By vehicle, if you do not leave your vehicle. You are under 18 years of age and it is not possible for you to register your contact details. To exercise law enforcement, intelligence, or national security functions on behalf of a NSW government or Australian government agency. A health or medical facility other than a pharmacy as a patient. Wow, I mean, holy cow. Okay, rules for people entering premises. You are required to check in with service, NSW, whenever you enter premises where check-in is required. If you cannot check in using your phone, another person may use their phone to check you in. So this is kind of like, here where people are turning each other in because you didn't get the jab. That's kind of like what this is. Oh, here, I'll check you in. But on a different wavelength. You can provide your contact details directly to the occupier of the premises if you cannot check in electronically, or it would be unsafe to check in electronically, for example, due to work, health, and safety requirements at the premises. There's rules for taxi and rideshare, rules for premises with multiple tenancies. What? Different rules apply to premises such as shopping centers or business buildings with commercial office buildings with a medical center. There's so much here, it's insane. And these QR codes are a common type of electronic check-in system. It's common. Common where? Common where? So is this going to be the new norm in Australia? Can you imagine that coming here? I will leave the link so you guys can read all of this, okay? This is on the NSW government website, all right? I seriously can't imagine doing this here. I just can't. I mean, there's life here is so much different than it is in other countries. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like with me, I know a lot of Americans, okay? When you go to a store, you want to get in, you want to get out. You're done. You know what I mean? I know that it's the way it is with me. I don't like to lollygag around and look and see. No. I want to get in, I want to get out. I hate crowds. You know what I mean? So I'd have to stop and check in No, I'm not doing that with every store that I go to. And this sets me up for the next thing that I want to talk about. And that's with this going door to door that I hear a lot of people talking about, okay? And a lot of you have sent me articles to read, okay? And, you know, I can't imagine this happening. I really can't. And I don't understand why this would even be happening. I really can't, okay? I'm literally trying to make sense of it in my head. And it's very hard for me to understand it, of how they're going to be sending people door to door to what? Jab me and jab other people? I can't. And for the people, like, okay, say they do come door to door, okay, and you refuse, what then? Is this going to be where they enact like a video that I did a while ago called The Green Zone? Are we going to be forced and taken out of our homes and put into a facility because we're refusing? Or are they going to lock us down indefinitely in our homes because we're refusing? Which also brings me to another thing in my head. With my son. He's refusing. And one of you had sent me a video about how they can't force it on military because if they even tried, because of all of the forced experimentations on soldiers, that there would be a lot of lawsuits. And I would put the video at the end, but I don't want to get copyrighted. It's just, you know, I'd like to see them try, you know, I mean, I'm serious. Try to come to my door. You're not going to force an experimental vaccine on me. I'm sorry. You're not going to get me. You're not going to get Sean. Sean already has the antibodies. Why? Because he had contracted the Rona back in February. Andrew has the antibodies because he had gotten it when he was in quarantine, of all places, when he had to be in quarantine for 2 weeks before he went to boot camp. When? In February. So, there's just so many different factors here, and there's just so many things here. I have so much going on in my head thinking, you're going to try and do this QR code, making people check in, going door to door now. I'm not going to let you in. What's wrong with you? You think I'm just going to open my door and say, come on in, you want a cup of coffee? Huh? I'll throw it in your face first. Then again, I'm not going to waste a good cup of coffee on you. Mm-hmm. Think about it. All right, I'm done. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay positive, keep prepping. As always, fear less. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. All my information's in the description box below. All right? If there's anything that you want to discuss or you want me to talk about in a future video, email me. I don't care. All right? But, something's got to give here, man. You know what I mean? Something's got to seriously give here. And, I feel like I'm getting frustrated here because this agenda that they're trying to push, it's only going to work with very few. But when you try to come up against somebody who's so strong and independent and strong-willed, I don't care. You could offer me all the money in the world. I'd laugh in your face. Maybe I shouldn't say something like that. But you know me, I got diarrhea of the mouth. I don't care. All right. I love you.